John felt his world crumble around him. The love of his life, Mary, had betrayed him. He couldn't comprehend how she could do this to him, to their family. Just yesterday, they were happy, so in love. They had a beautiful 5-year-old daughter, Lily, who was the apple of their eye. The thought of Lily made John's blood run cold. How could he tell his little girl that her mommy had left them? Lily was so sensitive. She would be devastated. John felt a wave of nausea wash over him as he imagined the pain in his daughter's eyes. He broke down, collapsing to his knees, his body racked with sobs. He, a grown man, wept like a child, unable to contain the overwhelming grief that threatened to consume him. Everything he held dear, everything he had built with Mary, lay shattered at his feet. His beloved Mary, the woman he cherished and protected, the woman he thought he would grow old with, had thrown their love away. She had chosen another man, abandoning not only John but their innocent daughter. No! John roared, the sound ripped from his throat by the sheer agony tearing him apart. The primal scream was the only way he could silence, even for a moment, the unbearable pain constricting his heart. He knew he had to be strong. For Lily, he was all she had left. He had to be both mother and father to his little girl. He couldn't let her suffer because of Mary's betrayal. Fear not at John's resolve. Lily was so sensitive, so easily hurt. The loss of a bracelet or a favorite toy would reduce her to tears. How could he possibly explain that her mother was gone, that she had chosen to live with another man? How could he put into words a betrayal so profound? Mary, his Mary, had turned into a stranger, a heartbreaker. They had vowed to love each other forever, had rejoiced at Lily's birth, had built dreams together. How could she forget all that? What did it even mean, loving another? She had no right to abandon them, to tear their family apart. John glanced at his watch. It was already 5:30 p.m., time to pick up Lily from kindergarten. She hated being the last one there. As he raced towards the school, his mind raced, searching for the right words to tell Lily about her mother. But there were no right words. He would tell her that Mary had gone on a business trip, hoping against hope that maybe, just maybe, she would come to her senses and come back. He couldn't bear to tell Lily the truth. Not yet. John slowed down as he saw Lily's teacher walking towards him, his daughter's hand clasped tightly in hers. "Where's Mommy? Why are you alone?" Lily's voice trembled. Her little face crumpled in disappointment. Mary had left early that morning, promising to pick her up from kindergarten. Lily had waited all day, her excitement building, only to be met with disappointment. All the other children had been picked up by their parents, leaving her alone with her teacher. And now, here came her father, alone, without her mother. John scooped Lily into his arms. Even at 5, she was as light as a feather. "Mommy had to go on a business trip, sweetheart. How about we go to the toy store and pick out a present?" John tried to sound upbeat, hoping to distract Lily from her disappointment. What kid could resist a new toy? Lily's face lit up, her tears instantly forgotten. "I'm a big girl. Big girls walk. Let's go, Daddy, faster." She wriggled out of his arms and grabbed his hand, her earlier sadness forgotten as she chattered excitedly about her day. John listened patiently, his heart breaking for his daughter's innocence. He loved her more than life itself and would do anything to make her happy. He threw himself into being a father, showering Lily with love and attention, trying to fill the void left by Mary's absence. 3 days later, Mary called. She wanted to see Lily. John's blood boiled. How dare she pretend that she could just waltz back into their lives after what she had done? He told her in no uncertain terms that she could see Lily, but only at his place, and only under his supervision. He couldn't bear the thought of Lily seeing Mary with another man. He hadn't told Lily about Mary leaving, letting her believe that her mother was coming back. Lily was living in blissful ignorance, and John didn't have the heart to shatter it. Mary arrived that evening. Lily ran to her, her arms outstretched. "Mommy, Mommy, I missed you so much. You're back. Come see what Daddy bought me." Mary looked at John, her eyes questioning. "You didn't tell her? How could you even ask that?" John's voice was dangerously low, his anger barely contained. If it weren't for Lily's presence, he would have unleashed a torrent of fury on his ex-wife. But he couldn't do that to his daughter. He couldn't stand to be in the same room with Mary, so he retreated to the kitchen to prepare dinner. He needed to keep moving, to keep busy, to hold on to his sanity. A while later, he heard Lily's heartbroken cries. "No, Mommy." Then came the sound of her sobs, wrenching at John's heart. She had told her. John felt a surge of anger towards Mary. How could she be so cruel? He stormed into the living room to find Mary standing by the window, Lily clinging to her skirt, tears streaming down her face. "What did you tell her?" John demanded, his voice shaking with barely suppressed rage. "I told her I was going to live somewhere else," Mary said calmly. "She can spend a few days here with you and a few days with me." "Why, Mommy? I want us to live together like we used to," Lily sobbed, her small body racked with sobs. "It can't be like that anymore, sweetheart. Things are going to be different now," Mary said, her voice gentle but firm. John clenched his fists, his hatred for Mary burning in his chest. She was talking to their 5-year-old daughter as if she were a teenager. When had she become so heartless? Mary turned to John. "I hope you'll talk to her, John. You always were so good with her. She's my daughter too, you know, and I miss her. For days with you, 3 days with me." She leaned down and kissed Lily on the forehead. "I love you, sweetheart. Talk to Daddy and decide how we'll see each other. I have to go now." Lily clung to her mother, begging her not to go, but Mary gently disentangled herself from her daughter's grip. She left, leaving John and a heartbroken Lily behind. John had no words of comfort for his daughter. He stroked her hair, his heart breaking into a million pieces. From that day on, Lily became withdrawn, her once sunny disposition clouded with sadness. She started having nightmares, waking up in the middle of the night, her tiny body trembling with fear. She would crawl into John's bed, seeking comfort in his arms. She became afraid to go to kindergarten, terrified that John wouldn't be there to pick her up. Bedwetting, once a distant memory, became a regular occurrence. John knew he couldn't do this alone. He needed help, professional help, for both Lily and himself. John still loved Mary, even though she had betrayed him. He dreamed about her at night, his body aching for her touch. He loved and hated her in equal measure, his emotions a tangled mess of pain, anger, and longing. Lily started spending 2 days a week with Mary, but only when Mary's new boyfriend wasn't around. John didn't care where the man went, as long as his daughter was safe. He had fought for and obtained those conditions in court. 2 years passed. Lily slowly started to heal, the raw edges of her pain softening with time. She still missed her mother, but the constant tears and nightmares subsided. John, on the advice of Lily's therapist, enrolled her in art classes. Lily had a natural talent for drawing, and her artwork became an outlet for her emotions, a way for her to express the pain and confusion she couldn't put into words. It calmed her, allowing her to heal. And then, one day, Mary came back, wanting to reconcile. She admitted she had made a mistake, that she still loved John and Lily. She begged for forgiveness, pleaded for another chance, to start over. John was stunned. He had spent the last 2 years picking up the pieces of his shattered heart, helping Lily heal from the wounds inflicted by Mary's betrayal. He had raged at Mary, had cried for what they had lost, had slowly come to terms with the fact that their family was broken beyond repair. He had met someone else, a woman named Victoria, a single mother of a girl Lily's age. The girls got along famously, and John and Victoria found themselves drawn to each other. They weren't involved romantically, not yet, but the attraction was undeniable. John saw a future with Victoria, a future where he could be happy again. He looked at Mary, his eyes cold, devoid of the love he once felt for her. "No, there's no going back. I don't believe you, Mary. Leave." Mary left, but not before begging John to reconsider, to think about what she had said. But John refused to think about it. He had found peace, a semblance of happiness, with Victoria and her daughter. He had loved Mary with all his heart, but her betrayal had cut too deep. He could not, would not, forgive her. 2 years ago, Mary had walked out of his life. He would not allow her to walk back in.